Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I will recap the most popular movie Barbie. Barbie wakes up and continues her daily routine until she suddenly thinks of death. Soon after, she started feeling unwell and her legs flattened. Among other things, she started having bad breath. The other Barbies ask her to meet her strange Barbie. Barbie discovered that the strange Barbie had become like that after a little girl playing with Barbie ruined her by playing too loudly. Now the strange Barbie will take care of the other Barbies so they don't fail like she did. Barbie talks to Weird Barbie about what's going on. Weird Barbie claims that everything comes from a gap in the continuity between the real world and Barbieland. Barbie learns that the real world and Barbieland are connected and something has gone wrong in the real world. Weird Barbie said she thought the girl she was playing with might have mental problems. She wanted Barbie to cheer her daughter up. Her Barbie doesn't really like her idea and doesn't want to go, but the strange Barbie forces her to travel to the real world. Barbie says goodbye to all the other Barbies when another Ken angers Ken and forces him to sneak into Barbie's car and drive with him into the real world. Barbie knows that the real world isn't that big, and Barbie hasn't done anything to revolutionize the world like Barbie believes. She is attacked and harassed by men, and Barbie realizes that unlike Barbieland, where every position of power is held by women, the real world is ruled by men. Barbie asks Ken to leave him alone for a while she focuses on herself and finds the girl she's been hanging out with. Barbie imagined the girl being forbidden to play with dolls after she grew up. Ken enters the real world and learns that the men there have very high status. He understands that all positions of power are held by men and that unlike in Barbieland, women must obey men. Barbie calls Ken and asks him to come with her to the high school, where she is looking for the girl she is playing with. Barbie meets Sasha Barbie, goes to the school she saw in her vision, and meets the girl she was playing with. That girl is a teenager named Sasha, and she is mean to her Barbie. She accused Barbie of rolling back the feminist movement of 50 years ago, saying Barbie was created for girls to play with and was used to treat women's body dysmorphia, physical and mental health problems. Another spirit. Her heartbroken Barbie tries to defend herself, but Sasha calls Barbie a fascist, which breaks her heart. At the same time, Ken went looking for books about horses, but she ended up finding many books about patriarchy in the school library. He is impressed by the patriarchy and goes out into the real world to find a job. He decided to establish his own patriarchal society in Barbieland. Meanwhile, Aaron tells Mr. Maddle that Barbie and Ken have come to the real world and caused chaos. Mr. Maddle sends someone to capture Barbie and bring her back. Gloria overhears the conversation and finds out what's going on. He thought that since Ken wasn't important to the company, there was nothing wrong with not bringing him back. Maddle's men find Barbie crying on the street after interacting with Sasha. They said they would take him to Maddle headquarters. Ken interacts with a woman and is shocked at how important women are to men in the real world. Instead of Ken going to Maddle with Barbie, she decides to return to Barbieland alone. At the same time, Gloria went to school to pick up her daughter Sasha and decided to follow Maddle's car to see what was going on with Barbie. Barbie goes to Maddle and meets Mr. Maddle. She learned that the woman who created the first Barbie doll had never been in the construction business and that the company was run by a man. Mr. Maddle tries to persuade Barbie to enter the box voluntarily, but after Barbie lies to go to the bathroom, she leaves the room. Barbie sneaks out, and after being carefully chased, Barbie meets Ruth Barbie and talks to an old woman named Ruth. She reassures Barbie that she is perfectly good the way she is and that she doesn't need to be the typical perfect Barbie she was created to be, and says goodbye to her ex-wife when she saw the sounds of men pursuing her. Gloria and Sasha are sitting in their car outside Maddle's office when Barbie shows Gloria offering to help Barbie and manages to leave the men chasing her behind. When Barbie discovers Gloria playing with the doll, she begins to wonder what it would be like for Barbie to fall into an existential crisis. Barbie realizes that what she has is not Sasha's memories, but her mother's, and that her mother is the cause of Barbie's problems. She apologizes to Sasha about what's happening in the real world because of the Barbie doll. Barbie comes to Kendom. She, Barbie, decides to return to Barbie-O-Land, and Maria and Sasha work together to help Barbie. After arriving at Barbie-O-Land, Barbie witnessed how Ken took over his house, and the entire Barbie-O-Land transformed into Kendom after the patriarchy took over this world. Barbie learns that all the other Barbies have been brainwashed into submission by Mr. and Mrs. Clinton. Ken, the dolls forget who they are and their identities as doctors, Nobel laureates, presidents, etc. Barbie tries to talk to Ken about it, but he insists that it was Gloria's fault for making Barbie think about her death and change her normal life. Meanwhile, Madel's men decide to follow Barbie to find out what's going on in Barbie-O-Land. Madel stated that Barbie generated significant revenue for the company, and that it was essential for the company that Barbie would prosper. Meanwhile, trouble arises in Barbie-O-Land when Barbie has a nervous breakdown. She will just sit and wait for everything to return to normal. Gloria and Sasha try to reason with her, but Barbie is very depressed. When Gloria and Sasha return to the real world, she turns around and goes back to helping Barbie. Reprogramming, Barbie, Gloria, and Sasha take Barbie and several other Barbies to Barbie's strange home. They then decide to distract Ken and the others and save the other Barbie dolls. Once all the Barbie dolls are programmed, they decide to activate the magic and lure each Ken into a trap. Barbie goes to Ken and apologizes for not considering him a potential partner. She said she was ready for him, and Ken was happy. He sings a 4-hour-long song for Barbie, just like the other Kens do for Barbie. But just when the Kens believe that Barbie likes them, they hook up with another Ken to make Barbie jealous. Aggressive Ken splits into 2 different teams and fights on the beach. Mr. Madel and his men enter Barbie-O-Land right in the middle of Ken's conflict. Ken begins to sing and eventually realizes that he is Ken, not just Barbie's companion, but also a person. Meanwhile, the Barbie-O-Land election takes place in the absence of Ken's family. President Barbie has spoken out in support of Barbies. Ken's family eventually returns to Kendom and learns that Kendom has been sent back to Barbie-O-Land. Ken's mental breakdown. Ken was a failure as a doll, so he was sad and started crying. Barbie tries to comfort him, and the two talk about how Barbie doesn't see Ken as a partner, and how every night is a girl's night for Barbie. Barbie apologizes for taking Ken for granted and asks him to learn who he is and establish his own identity. Mr. Madel, who was listening to the discussion, insisted he understood the burden Ken carried, but insisted he could do nothing about the plight of a doll that looked like an ordinary woman with no dreams or great expectations like world domination. She believes the new Barbie will resonate with all women and change people's perception of the real world and how they view dolls as stereotypical objects of beauty. Mr. Madel and the others decided to follow this idea and close the gate between the two worlds. Sasha asks Barbie to come up with her own ending. Barbie can't decide what she wants to do with her life because all she knows is to wake up in the morning and have a perfect day that ends with a big party. Ruth Madel appears and tells Barbie that she is the creator of the Barbie doll. The little old lady passed away many years ago and her work was taken over by men. Ruth said Barbie was named after her daughter, Barbara. She emphasized that her Barbie doll will follow the path of self-discovery to achieve what she wants to do in life. Barbie goes back in time and examines the history of women, and she realizes that she no longer wants to live as an idea born from someone else's head. In conclusion, Barbie tells Ruth that she doesn't just want to be a doll. She wants to become one. She asks Ruth for permission, but she says no woman can turn Barbie human. Barbie decided to become an idea person, and she decided to go out into the real world. All the Barbies and Ken say goodbye to Barbie as she leaves the real world. Gloria and her husband release Barbie on their first normal day as normal women. Barbie entered the real world, and like many other women, the first thing she did was visit a gynecologist. And the movie ends here. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.